by. Welcome back to Orlando West. We're coming live to you from the Hector Peterson Memorial. The sun is firmly in the sky now, a little bit warmer than it was. We can see the reflection of the sun just bouncing off of the memorial stone here. The water symbolizing the blood that was shed and also the cleansing thereof, as a reminder that we as a country come from a very devastating past, and also as a promise that we should never return to that dark place ever again. And in order for us to make sure that we never relive any of those tragic scenes, we as a people, you and I, need to take charge of our future and our country. And in order to do that, we're going to get a little bit of coaching now from someone who's an inspirational speaker. He's an entrepreneur and an all-round nice guy. He's one of those do-gooders. I'm joined by Billy Guy Bhembe. Very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ayanda, and good morning to all the viewers of Morning Live, and a happy Youth Day to the entire Mzansi.
Thank you so much. Now, speak to us a little bit. You know, when we were discussing the youth of 1976, what came to mind is that they took initiative. You know, they saw the situation was dire. They knew they needed to do something. They never went to the left or to the right to find someone to do it, but they rose up themselves. Speak to us about what we can learn in 2015 about that. I think it begins with curiosity, you said.
You know, Ayanda, that's a great place to start, because first of all, let's just take this morning, how cold it was arriving here. But looking at the pictures of what had happened on that day here, those kids were dressed in school uniform in the very same weather. Those kids were very ambitious, brave, they were curious. But let's go to the word curiosity, which for me, a lot of young people, is what we need to sort of start working on. How curious are you about the developments within your community? How curious are you about who is leading you within that community? How curious are you about how many books are in your library? How curious are you about the right subjects? I always say, let's avoid being masters, or, you know, those who are masters of the wrong department. Now, you are a master of knowing what a monate or guy. You are a master of knowing, you know, what's the nicest car brand, but you're not a master of knowing, you know, the degrees can end up getting you to be a PhD. You're not a master of finding out you can be a leader in your community one day. And ultimately also ambition is one of my favorite words. I often say that ambition is what turned a child from a mud house into a doctor. Ambition is what made Nelson Mandela president. Ambition was what the June 16 students did. They were ambitious for their future. They were looking forward for something great, something that was going to revolutionize the country. I say their struggle was about freedom. What is our current struggle? And we may put economy there, but let's start with something. We need a mind shift. We need young people to start thinking, yes, back in the day, apartheid is what made a lot of people be closed-minded about a lot of things, but we need to explore. We need to see what other people are doing. Most importantly, we need to take education very seriously, because it can change a young person's life.
My goodness, I couldn't agree with you more. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of this interview. Very short indeed. But I hope you picked up on those key issues. Curiosity, wherever you are. You know, for me, it's about manufacturing in the country. That's where young people need to focus their attention on. So if you like your braids and your weaves, be curious about where these things are made and how you can make them better, so that we can become a productive and not just a consuming nation. Just a point to ponder as we leave it there. I'm going to leave you with some music from a young South African who's also quite feisty. She's talented and she's also very curious about the world around her. She sings about it. We'll get a little glimpse from her after this short ad break.